Hi, Elizabeth. Thanks for joining me today.
Hi, Cassie. Thanks for having me.
So, Elizabeth, you recently established the special interest group in the semiotics of peace, compassion, and empathy, which very much is in the spirit of the workshop that you'll be giving at ASFLA 2022. Can you tell us a little bit about where you are right now and the work that you're doing?
Yeah, look, I spent my academic career looking into the ideational metafunction, and I got through to retirement and um, I guess ideational and textual metafunction, but didn't spend much time in the interpersonal. And in retirement, I thought I'd spend a bit of time in that space in order to understand how language works in that space, particularly given we're in a disruptive era. And it would be nice to understand how the resources of speaking and promoting peace, speaking and promoting compassion and empathy work.
So, your workshop is titled Building Resilience Using the Semiotics of Empathy. Can you tell us a little bit about your work on the semiotics of empathy?
Yes, well, it started off, I was thinking about the language of empathy, but when you start to look into it, there's a lot more to it. It's not just the words. There's a lot of intonation, extra and paralinguistic components to it. So when we were putting together the special interest group, we all realised that it's more than the language. So the semiotics is bringing in all the additional or the supporting behaviours that go with the language. And the workshop's about thinking about empathy as a genre, as an interpersonal means of communicating using what I would call registeral choices in language, so that you can recognize it as a pattern choice of both semantic and lexicogrammatical options. And I've considered it as a kind of genre. And in doing so, I've been looking at it from Hassan's perspective of generic structure potential. What do you have to say in order to be empathetic, and what can you say that's okay or that won't distract from the social purpose of listening behind the words of others to connect with them emotionally and to give them a sense of being supported and heard. From my point of view, when I first started doing this work, I didn't know what it was, and so I've been on a bit of an investigative journey. And what I want to do in this workshop is present one framework of the work of a guy called Marshall Rosenberg, who's basically mapped out what it is we do when we're being or acting empathetically. And so then I've looked at what are the language choices that are in that framework, and I'm going to present that at the workshop. And then we're going to deconstruct some examples and then have a go at constructing our own examples in pairs. So it's obviously a dialogically collaboratively created genre. And so we're going to have a go at it.
That sounds fantastic and so hands-on, so very useful, I think, to anyone who's interested in engaging with this genre, as you say. So if you could describe for us, who do you think would benefit the most from coming along to this workshop?
Well, of course, a linguist that likes a bit of discourse analysis. Anybody that's interested in managing conflict in their life, because, this is where empathy comes in. People are emotionally triggered, they're set off, and then they're communicating from that place. And so then this confrontation of conflict means somebody's got to manage it in a way that it doesn't escalate if you don't want it to escalate. So anybody that's interested in that kind of how do you manage conflict. And then, anybody that's got a professional job where this is something that they deal with day to day. So, think about teachers in the classroom, allied health workers, anybody that's dealing medical, patient, clinician contexts. So it's got a really practical component, but it's also under-researched. So anybody that's interested in this kind of research area would probably enjoy it.
Oh, I am so inspired by your work, and I think we could all actually benefit from coming along to your workshop, is probably the best answer to that question. So if you haven't registered already, please pop online and register. You want to sign up for Elizabeth's workshop. It's called Workshop B, and that is on Thursday, the 22nd of September. Thanks for joining me, Elizabeth.
My pleasure. See you there.